Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our men's volleyball match here in the Arena between the Hawks from St. Louis Paltz and your Purdue College Bearcats. At this time, we ask you all to please rise to honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would ask you to please direct your attention to our head coach, Kevin Edwards, honor our 5 seniors tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out to help celebrate our seniors tonight. Before I go down the list, we have 5 seniors we have with us here today. And usually, every time I hear about senior night, they go down a line of stats. I don't really want to go into the stats with these guys because each and every single day, they produce at many different levels that don't show up on the stat sheet. So thank you to you guys for being here all season long for a few years. All right, first up we have Evan Renton. If Evan Renton's family is here, we'll ask you to join us. Just a few words about Renton. He came in as a transfer student. This is his 2nd season, and his main personality towards the team was more like a role player for us in any position, middle, outside, opposite. No matter where we needed, if someone went down, he was willing and available to step up. His work ethic is second to none. He's a very quiet dude. He never complained, never ever complained. Only one time, I think one guy got injured and we were really down and we needed this big boost. And it was actually early in the season where we had conference games. So he started those 2 games, he played extremely well. So then the guy was injured, he was making his way back. So I decided to play the guy a little bit the following games. So the first question everyone asked me is like, Coach, why didn't I start? So it just goes to show that he got that opportunity and he saw what it felt like being out there and he knew he could contribute. But sometimes role players are actually really good to have on a team like what we have right now. And I appreciate you for accepting that role and producing as best as you can. All right. Thank you. Next up we have Nathaniel Chim. If there's one set of family that is always here, it's Nate's family, and I asked them to make their own money. This is Nate's 3rd season with the team. Alright. Next up, we have Stephen Roach. Roach has been here for 3 seasons. This kid always plays with passion, always. He always plays like there's a chip on his shoulder. He always plays like there's something to prove, even though sometimes it's just to go out and play. But he always plays like he has that heart of a champion. Whether we win or lose, he's the first guy to shrug his shoulders, drop his head, raise his head up sometimes, and then put it back down. Because he always feels that he could have done better. So it's definitely a pleasure to have players like him around. And also, he is a great student of the game. And one thing I want to encourage him to do after this point in his career is to keep playing or find a way that you can affect the game from the other side. Because you do a good job, not just working with me, but working with some of the players we have here. And I'm sure they are grateful for that also. Representing, hope your mom is listening. You can't stay, mommy. Last but not least, Jacob Rudin. Jake is the only guy out of the 5 who has been here for his full 4 years. Unfortunately, Jake got injured early this season, so he didn't really get to show his worth throughout this year. My hope for him is that he gets medically cleared at some point and get accepted to graduate school so he can finish this thing off on his terms.
And we thank SUNY Paltz for winning from our senior ceremony. Now it is time to meet tonight's starting lineups. First for the visiting Hawks. At center, a 5'10" sophomore, number 3, Matthew Grace. At center, a 6'3" junior, number 6, Nick Smith. And outside hitter, a 6'5" junior, number 12, Bradley Schneider. And middle blocker, a 6'6" senior, number 13, Nick Davenport. And middle blocker, a 6'6" sophomore, number 14, Tevin Skeet. Outside hitter, a 6'4", senior, number 16, Ryan Cole. And the Hawks libero tonight, a 5'10" sophomore, number 1, Robert Miller. Head coach of SUNY Paltz is Mattress. His student assistant is Tony Bonilla. Now, tonight's starting lineup for your Purdue College Bearcats. And opposite, a 6'4" junior, number 2, Stephen Roach. And outside hitter, a 6' sophomore, number 3, Stephen Lopez. And outside hitter, a 6'1" junior, number 4, Daniel Chin. And outside hitter, a 6'4" sophomore, number 9, Brevin Benton. And the hitter, a 6'6" senior, number 12, Samuel Revenue. And the blocker, a 6'3" freshman, number 16, Evan Tapos. And the Bearcats have 2 liberos tonight. The first of 5'11" junior, number 1, Kriakos Semestides. And the other libero is a 5'7" sophomore, number 10, Andrew Lee. Head coach of the Bearcats, Kevin Edwards. The assistant coach is Brady Ambrose. Now it's time. Let's play ball.
Okay, give me the headset back. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Arc Arena here on the campus of Purdue College. You just saw us do the national anthem, followed by senior night with our public address announcer, Mr. Marty Collins. And tonight, the Purdue College Bearcats honored 5 seniors. We are grateful for their years of service: Stephen Roach, Samuel Ribideau, Nathaniel Chin, Jacob Marichal Rudin, and Evan Redden. And tonight, they'll be taking on a very tough opponent, number 8 nationally ranked SUNY New Paltz, the national champions from a few years ago. This is also the regular season finale for the Bearcats here at home. The Bearcats' next game will be next Tuesday, and they must defeat Brooklyn, and if they do, they will finish second and get a bye into the CUNYAC semifinals on Friday, April the 13th. And if they lose, then they will have to host a CUNYAC quarterfinal game here as the 3rd place team playing the 6th place team on Tuesday, April the 10th. But that's to worry about next week. Tonight, senior night game against New Paltz, and we're going to be ready to go here in a few minutes. Thanks for joining us. So as the Bearcats get ready, they come into the game with a record of 11-13 and 6-1 in CUNY. SUNY New Paltz comes into tonight's game with a 16-6 record, 7-2 in CUNY. And right off the bat, SUNY New Paltz. Number 6, Nick Smith, the junior from Massapequa, New York, gets New Paltz on the scoreboard up 1-0. Number 3, Matthew Grace, a sophomore from Holbrook, New York, will serve. And number 16, Ryan Cole, also a senior from Holbrook, New York, gives the visiting New Paltz Hawks a 2-0 lead. ball hits the ceiling, the Bearcats will benefit from the home field advantage. And it's 2-1 New Paltz. Evan Tacos, a freshman out of St. Francis Prep High School, was there with the serve. And now we're tied at 2.
It is tied at 2 with Evan Tacos serving.
And the Bearcats now take a 3-2 lead.
The return was out, and the point for the Bearcats. They lead 3-2. Evan Tacos serving. It was tied at 3. Nick Smith serving. Points for the Bearcats.
Rabidou.
4-3. Number 7, Aaron Kim.
Aaron Kim will now come into the game. Many Long Island players on both sides of the roster. Aaron from Plainview, New York. Oh, couldn't save it.
16, Ryan Cole. Game is tied at 4 with number 13.
And we're tied at 4.
Nick Denoncourt to serve.
Point New Paltz, they take a 5-4 lead. Number 13, Nick Denoncourt, senior from Rochester, is going to serve. And Bradley Schneider, a junior from Lockport, New York, gives the New Paltz a 2-point lead, 6-4. Into the net, 6-5.
Number 4, Nathaniel Chin to serve.
And point New Paltz.
Point for the Hawks. They lead 7-5. Ryan Cole serving.
Hit the ceiling. Bearcats still managed to play it. Again over the ceiling, but the Bearcats managed to play it. Good play by Kim. Roach. Bearcats keep it in play. Kyriakos can't send it over. Just didn't quite make it over. And New Paltz opens up a 3-point lead. And gets blocked. Now a 4-point lead. Tavon Skeet involved on that play, a sophomore from Albans, New York. Bearcats keep it in play. Chin, a little bit too strong. 10-5 now. New Paltz doubling up the Bearcats. And with that, head coach Kevin Edwards will call a timeout. We'll be back in 1 minute.
No one ever won a race because it was their turn. And guzzling the right sports drink never won all 3 sets. You can't talk your way through a tournament, and luck doesn't last. Real champions know that it takes more to do more, because wanting it just isn't good enough. You've got to be smarter, faster, tougher. After all, if championships were easy, everybody would have one. City University of New York Athletic Conference. Learn, play, succeed.
Back to action here. New Paltz up on the Bearcats 10-5. It was close early on, but New Paltz has used some of their athleticism and height to build this 5-point lead. So Ryan Cole will serve for New Paltz. Lopez. Big swing.
Stephen Lopez, the score, Hawks 10, Bearcats 6.
Bearcats get one back. Sam Ribadou, native of Rochester, is going to serve for the Bearcats here on senior night. Big swing by the big guy, Tavon Skeet. 11-6.
11-6.
Number 12, Bradley Schneider will serve. And ball is out.
Serve is out. Score is sitting 11, or 7. Serving will be number 2, Stephen Roach.
And Stephen Roach wanted to also say hello to his family, which we know are watching tonight. We know his family was out of town traveling. Steve wanted us to say a big hello, big New York hello. New Paltz right back, number 6, Nick Smith. Bearcats still down by 5 points. Number 4, Matt Goldberg, a senior from Massapequa, comes into the game. And big swing by number 13, Nick Denoncourt. First time they hit it, the ball was hit with too much momentum, and the Bearcats were able to play it off the backboard. But this second time, they were unable to play it, and it's now a 6-point lead. Matt Goldberg will serve. And that's out. Point Bearcats.
Serving for the Bearcats will be number 3, Steve Lopez.
To the net. Rare mistake so far for New Paltz. 13-9. Bearcats cutting it to 4.
Stephen Lopez is serving.
Steven Lopez will serve. And the ball is blocked but out. 14-9.
Number 3, Matthew Grace will serve. Advance point. Paltz 14, Purdue 10. Number 16, Evan Tompos will serve.
Big swing by number 6, Nick Smith. 15-10.
Nick Smith will serve.
Hits the ceiling. Bearcats still managed to play it. And another kill by the Hawks.
Hawks lead 16-10. Nick Smith serving.
And the ball is hit out. 16-11. Aaron Kim back in to serve. Bearcats again after tonight will return to action on Tuesday. They'll travel out to Brooklyn College for the final CUNYAC regular season meet, a match that the Bearcats must win in order to clinch second place and get that bye into the CUNYAC semifinals. Brooklyn's had a very good year. The Bearcats will be up for a battle going out there. 17-11, New Paltz. Then the following weekend, Bearcats will go up to Poughkeepsie, New York, not too far from SUNY New Paltz, and they'll be doing a tri-match with Vassar College and Eastern Mennonite. And that will pretty much end the regular season schedule, and then the CUNYAC tournament will begin. And this one gets blocked. Now it's 18-11.
New Paltz leads 18-11. Number 13, Nick Denoncourt serving. Bearcats point. Paltz 18, Purdue 12. Serving is number 4, Nathaniel Chin.
Nathaniel Chin, one of the 5 seniors honored tonight. This family, always a regular presence at games. Making their presence felt tonight. He's going to serve. And number 16 for New Paltz finds the open spot. They've now opened up a 7-point lead, 19-12. And this one hit too far. Bearcats take advantage to pick up another point, 19-12. 19-13, excuse me. Good play that time by Ribadu. Good point by Roach. The big guy from New Paltz was right there at the net. But Roach hit it with enough that when he went to block it, it fell on New Paltz side. So good point by the captain. And he snuck in there for a point.
Hawks lead 20-14. Adley Schneider will serve.
hit. Evan Tacos. He has shown glimpses like that all year long. And he's only a freshman, and I think a lot of Bearcats fans will be excited to know they'll be seeing quite a bit of that in the coming years as he gets a bigger role on the team. But there was no way No Pulse was defending that one. And New Pulse's big man comes back, and they pick up point 21.
21-15. But on the serve is number 4. That's Goldberg.
Bearcats lose the point on that one. New Pulse with the smart play. Bearcats need to get a rally going. New Pulse 3 points away from taking the opening set here in the Arc Arena. Thanks for joining us tonight. Senior night here on campus. It's also the last day before school goes on break tomorrow for spring break and the holidays. So it'll be pretty quiet around campus tomorrow. Point. Bearcats on the service error, 22-16. Bearcats will still be playing a lot of different sports. Softball was actually out in action today out at Brooklyn College. We understand Cassandra Lagana pitched the no-hitter. Congratulations, Cassie. In a 9-0 Game 1 win versus Brooklyn. They're in the middle of the second game. Into the net, 23-16, New Pulse. Baseball was supposed to play today, but St. Joseph's of Brooklyn rescheduled the game. A lot of teams making up games this week. But Saturday, the Bearcats are in action baseball, taking on Maine Presque Island. Maine Presque Island, an associate member of CUNYAC Baseball. Tacos just out. 24. Men's tennis will be in action tomorrow, Friday, with a 12 o'clock game out at Alley Pond Tennis Court out in Queens. Bearcats playing a conference match against the College of Staten Island. Never an easy match against them. Oh, hit it very light. Bearcats were expecting the ball to be hit hard in the back. But New Paltz gets the point, and they get the first set win, 25-16. We'll be back after a 3-minute break.
It starts right when you hit the court. You imagine your finest moment. The game-winning shot that gets you to the dance. A monster dunk or no-look pass, and cutting down the net. Sports lets us dream of our own success and prepare us for our finest moments on and off the court.
For the love of the game. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that, a lot more.
Sure, the game is important, but as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics, and in giving the gift of sport to those for whom it seemed an impossible dream, we are working to make this a better world.
Help us keep that dream alive.
You can make a difference.
Back to action here in the start of the second set. Bearcats down 1-0. And as the umpires, referees take a look and make sure they double check the lineups, we'll be ready to go here in a minute. New Paltz side of the UVC, one of the tougher conferences in Division III. Here we go. Steven Lopez will serve for the Bearcats, up 1-0. Ball is out. Bearcats, 2-point lead early on. And that one goes out. New Paltz gets the point, 2-1. And a battle with the net, and New Paltz is going to win. All tied at 2. Oh, Kyriakos managed to get it, but couldn't set it up for Roach, and Roach went into the stands but just couldn't make the play. Good effort though. And New Paltz comes back now and take a 3-2 lead.
Over the net, he's over the net. If he's over the net, he's over the net.
Into the net. 4-3. Samuel Ribideau will serve here on senior night. And a big play. Number 6 for New Paltz, Nick Smith. Five, 4. Oh, good play, Bearcats. 6-4. Oh, used his foot, which is allowed, but too much momentum behind the ball. And the Bearcats tie it. Actually, the match is now tied, 5-5. Point New Paltz. New Paltz. Roach. Roach. Good play. All tied at 7. It was at this point of the game in the first set where the two teams were playing very close and New Paltz begins to pull away. See if the Bearcats could avoid that now. They've got a little bit of momentum on their side. The Bearcats can't get it over. 8-7 New Paltz. Ball is out. Again, the Bearcats got to avoid this mistake for the second set in a row. It's at this point of the game where New Paltz tends to come on strong, and that's 2 points in a row now for the Hawks. Oh, good block by Roach and Tacos. Oh, good save by Kim. Roach is going to send it over, but it's going to hit the net. 10-7. And New Paltz wins the battle at the line there. And Kevin Edwards, the head coach of the Bearcats, will call a timeout. Hawks with 4 points in a row. They lead 11-7. We'll be back in 1 minute.
For the love of the game. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that. A lot more.
Sure, the game is important. But as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics. And in giving the gift of sport to those for whom it seemed an impossible dream, we are working to make this a better world.
Help us keep that dream alive.
You can make a difference.
So following the timeout, New Paltz And the ball is in. 11-8. And the big guy, but point Bearcats. Touched over. So the Bearcats get 2 points back after the timeout. Momentum on their side. Evan Tacos will serve. 11-9. Into the net. 12-9. Sam Ribideau, 12-10.
Hawks 12 and the Bearcats 10. Number 2, Stephen Roach will serve.
Boy, 2 players running into the stands to make the play, Kyriakos and Godino.
13-10.
But when you're working the scorer's table, you always wonder if one of the players are going to come toward you looking to save that ball. Thankfully, one of them went around me. Point New Paltz, though, 13-10. Say it's hit too far out. Sam Ribideau doesn't believe it. Not happy with the call. 14-10. Oh, big swing. He made a good play, Kyriakos, but just didn't have the angle. Not really his fault. It was just hit too hard. But the team likes that effort. But Point New Paltz now 15-10. And the ball is out.
Service out. Bearcats point. Our score, New Paltz 15, or 11. Number 3, Steven Lopez will serve. Point for number 6.
New Paltz back, 16-11.
Race will serve.
Godino, but it was met at the line by 2 New Paltz players.
The Hawks lead 17.
The Cats now down by 6. Point New Paltz.
Another block by 19, Nick Covelli. New Paltz leads 18-11.
And a big swing. 19-11.
SUNY leads 19-11. With number 3, Matthew Grace serving.
Oh, good play by Kyriakos, but the ball made it over the net, but wasn't hit with a lot of force and went to a point on the court that was very hard for the Bearcats to get on. And looks like they're going to make Stephen Roach is going to grab a towel and get rid of some of the wet spots on the court. Don't want anybody getting hurt or slipping up. We'll be back in 1 minute.
No one ever won a race because it was their turn. And guzzling the right sports drink never won all 3 sets. You can't talk your way through a tournament, and luck doesn't last. Real champions know that it takes more to do more, because wanting it just isn't good enough. You've got to be smarter, faster, tougher. After all, if championships were easy, everybody would have one. City University of New York Athletic Conference. Learn, play, succeed.
So following the timeout, New Paltz will continue to serve. Number 3, Matthew Grace, been at it for a pretty good last 4 or 5 points. Bearcats need to rebound here. They need some points.
Hill by number 6, Kinsman.
Point New Paltz.
SUNY leads 21-11. Bearcats point. Hawks 21, Luke 12. Serving will be number 12, Samuel Remedy. Hill by number 9, and Cohen. Hawks lead 22-12 with Ed Cohen serving.
Into the net. Bearcats get a point, 22-13. Aaron Kim now will come to the game. He's one of the Bearcats' better servers. Try to get some few points here for the Bearcats.
Hill by number 10, and Jim Punga.
set point for the Hawks. Bearcats with the point. Service error. 24-14. Nicholas Godino will serve.
Number 13, Nick Godino will serve.
And Paltz will take up the point. 25-14. They take a 2-0 lead. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
That's right, when you hit the court, you imagine your finest moment. The game-winning shot that gets you to the dance, a monster dunk or no-look pass, and cutting down the net. Sports lets us dream of our own success and prepare us for our finest moments on and off the court.
Start of action here in the third set. Bearcats with a lot of work to do. Now in 2-0 against number 8th ranked SUNY New Paltz. New Paltz out of the United Volleyball Conference. Bearcats have played a number of schools out in that conference. NYU, Stevens, Elmira are some of the schools that the Bearcats have played. Bearcats, as we mentioned, this is their regular season home finale. They'll hit the road for their last 3 regular season games. Next Tuesday, a big one at Brooklyn College. Bearcats win, clinches second place and a top 2 bye into the CUNYAC Championship, which will be hosted by the Bearcats here in the Arc Arena on Friday night, April the 13th. And then next weekend, the Bearcats will go up to Poughkeepsie, and they'll be at the Vassar Tri-Match. The third team will be Eastern Mennonite University. Bearcats led by second-year head coach Kevin Edwards. Prior to the match tonight, the team honored 5 seniors for their outstanding dedication and loyalty to the Brew College volleyball program. And the Bearcats will start the third set here. Steven Lopez will serve. Oh, Bearcats couldn't send that over. Point New Paltz.
Number 3, Abby Grace will serve.
Oh, good play by Godino. Sent the ball over right around the point that the 2 blockers started to, it went for the block, they didn't get it, and were coming down, and as they were coming down, Godino kind of fooled them and hit the ball in their direction, and it dropped. 1-1. And that one is out. Bearcats 2-1. Mitchell Kennedy, a senior from Penfield, New York. I believe that's by the Rochester area, with the attack error on that play by New Paltz. And the Bearcats trying to set up. Team gets a good laugh out of it. You can be that comfortable when you're up 2-0, but Bearcats open up a 3-1 lead. They haven't really led much of this match. You got a chance to build on that right now.
That was number 16. Lions hold. Score is 3 and New Paltz 2. Serving will be number 9. Then Cohen. That service out. Early please. 4-2. Number 7, Aaron Kim will serve.
4-2 Bearcats. And Bearcats open up their biggest lead here tonight, 5-2. New Paltz not agreeing with the call, saying how come the ball doesn't count if it bounces off the backboard. So advantage Bearcats, they'll take it. Cadino! Best swing of the night. 6-2. Bearcats with their biggest lead. Got to build on this. New Paltz came back that time, no doubt about it. 6-3.
Bearcats 6, Hawks 3. Serving will be number 19, Nick O'Malley.
Vinny Mashayev, 7-3. Bearcat bench getting excited, so is the captain Roach. Blocked. Lopez and Mashayev. 8-3. You got to wonder if New Paltz is going to call a timeout soon. And New Paltz with the point back, 8-4.
Bearcats leading 4, number 16, Ron Cole is serving.
Into the net. 9-4.
Our leads 9-4. Number 4, Nathaniel Chin will serve.
Daniel Chin, one of the 4 seniors honored tonight. Oh, nice ace. Bearcats really turning it on. You feel it in the gym. 10-4. And number 8 for New Paltz, Aaron Carrick, sophomore from Delmore, New York, out of Bethlehem High School. Bearcats still up, though, doubling up. New Paltz 10-5. And Tenzin Kanga, freshman from here in Queens, Woodside, New York, serves. Rubidoux. Bearcats still building on the momentum. And now to serve will be the captain, Stephen Roach. Blocked, but out. 11-6.
Number 11, Roman Escobar will serve.
Oh, that one hit the net and it bounced over into what I like to call the sweet spot, not covered. No one there, and ball drops. 11-7. Bearcats need to be very careful here. They had a 6-point lead, it's down to 4. Need to keep the momentum on their side. Oh boy, that drops. One of the New Paltz players making the symbol of bowling for a strike. 11-8. Number 11, Yorman Escobar. Another senior here from Queens, Sunnyside, New York, went to Aviation High School. Local boy. Rubidoux gets played back by New Paltz. And they're going to claim, and they will say, New Paltz point. Won't be surprised pretty soon if you see a timeout by Kevin Edwards. Momentum pendulum has kind of swung toward New Paltz's side. Nobody there. Lead is cut to 1, and Kevin Edwards will call a timeout. We'll be back in 1 minute. So following the timeout, the Bearcats at 1 point had a 6-point lead. The Hawks have cut it to just 1, and they continue to serve here. Bit of a good luck charm by number 11, Yorman Escobar. Oh, Artem Zinkin. Artem has been one of the more improved players on this team, only a sophomore. And, you know, when you look at him, Bedino, Tacos. Even though the Bearcats lose 5 seniors tonight, they do have some good talent coming back. And it's good to see the younger underclassmen perform like that. Bearcats now with 2 straight points following the timeout. Lopez to serve again, 13-10. And just out, 13-11.
It's the Bearcats 13, SUNY 11. Number 8. Paltz will serve.
Ball is hit too far out. Point Bearcats, they'll take it, 14-11.
Samuel Rabbit will serve. New Paltz point. Great leads 14-12 with number 9, Ben Cohen. Serve.
Back to a 1-point lead for the Bearcats. Bearcats need to be careful. Oh, Bearcats were not fooled that time. Ball over. Bedino. Partially blocked and into the net. And the Bearcats now are tied at 14. They led at one point 11-5. But since then, Paltz has tallied 9 of the last 12 points. And they've tied this at 14. And that one is blocked, and Paltz gets the lead.
Gives the Hawks a 15-14 lead. Ace for the round. Ben Cohen. New Paltz leads 16-14.
Bearcats now down by 2 points. Momentum definitely on New Paltz side. Into the net, they needed that. 16-15.
SUNY 16, Maruk 15, and serving is number 7, Aaron Kim.
New Paltz managed to playing it off the ceiling. But Many Meshev. And this match is tied again, now at 16. Aaron Kim will serve. Bedino. Bearcats by 1. And with that, New Paltz will call a timeout. We'll be back in 1 minute.
For the love of the game. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that, a lot more.
Sure, the game is important, but as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics, and in giving the gift of sport to those for whom it seemed an impossible dream, we are working to make this a better world.
Help us keep that dream alive.
You can make a difference.
Hits the pole. Bearcats now with a 2-point lead here against the number 8th ranked team in the country, SUNY New Paltz. Into the net. 19-16. Now into the net, little miss hit in that one. 19-17.
Number 19, Nick O'Malley will serve.
New Paltz manages to continue play on it. Oh boy, that was well hit by Roach. New Paltz managed to keep it alive and then caught one of the Bearcat players, just didn't have the right footing. Ball got by him, and all of a sudden now it's back to a 1-point game. Number 19, Nick O'Malley to serve. He's the tallest player listed on SUNY New Paltz roster, 6'7", out of East Meadow, New York on Long Island. Bearcats play it off the ceiling, and on the return, hit too far out. So now following the timeout, New Paltz comes back, and they managed to tie it at 19. Bearcats really playing their best set so far here in the third. They've really been in a battle here. Got to make sure they stay mistake-free down the stretch. Bearcats attack service error. Bearcats regain the lead by 1 point.
Nick Cordino will serve.
Oh, miscommunication there. 21-19. And hit too far out.
A score,
21-20. Number 15, Mitchell Kennedy, senior out of Penfield, New York, will serve for the Hawks. Bearcats keep it alive. Big hit by the captain. Hit with some authority. 22-20 Bearcats. Crowd getting into it. Point New Paltz. New Paltz looks to have set that one up too close to the pole. They made it work, and Bearcats at an awkward angle just couldn't make the play on it, and Bearcats suffer the drop point. 22-21. Bradley Schneider, junior from Lockport, New York, to serve. Into the net. 23-21. Bearcats need 2 more points to try to win this third set. And New Paltz will call the timeout. We'll be back in 1 minute.
For the love of the game. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that, a lot more.
Sure, the game is important, but as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics, and in giving the gift of sport to those for whom it seemed an impossible dream, we are working to make this a better world.
Help us keep that dream alive.
You can make a difference.
So following the New Paltz timeout, the captain, Stephen Roach, will serve. Bearcats up by 2 points. And New Paltz will bring in some of their bigger bodies. Number 14, Tevin Skeet into the game, a sophomore from Albans, New York. Ball hit too hard. It was a good play by Kyriakos, but again, just hit too hard. Ball moving too fast and too high. Nothing you can really do on that one. And unfortunately for the Bearcats, they lose the point 23-22. And a bit of good luck charm for SUNY New Paltz, number 11, Yorman Escobar, who at one point serving rattled off about 7 or 8 points. He's a local kid from Aviation High School. Zicklin. Oh. You only get 3 chances to send it over, and Kyriakos at that time used his head to send it over, but that was touch number 4. So with that, New Paltz comes back to tie the game disappointingly. Bearcats gotta be prepared here. Zinkin. That was hit too hard. Set point Bearcats. Got the crowd in gym and people here in the gym excited tonight. Steven Lopez will serve. Oh, big swing. Number 8, Aaron Kark. 6'4" sophomore, and we're tied at 24. You got to win by 2 now. Bearcats have really played well this third set. It's hit out. Point Bearcats. 25-24.
Bearcats leading 25-24. Number 12, Sam Rabideau to serve.
Manny Mishayev back in for the Bearcats. Big swing by number 9, Ben Cohen. Senior from Wellesley, Massachusetts. All tied at 25 again. On my count, this is the 6th or 7th time that both teams have been tied here in this third set. Good play by Kyriakos to save it. Bearcats have to play it off the ceiling. Coutinho in. Bearcats up by 1. Aaron Kim will serve.
Number 7, Aaron Kim to serve.
Good third set here on senior night. And Paltz ties it again.
And the game is tied at 26. With number 19, to serve.
26-26. Bearcats all. Ceiling did not help. Bearcats will have to send it over. Oh, trick play. Point New Paltz. Bearcats that time did not get the home gym cooperation. It's pretty high ceiling here. Team's really hitting the ball hard tonight. So New Paltz up by 1 now. Oh, and they say it's in. And New Paltz will win third set, 28-26. And they'll record the 3-0 lead. Good match tonight here on senior night. As always, we want to thank you for joining us. Check BrookAthletics.com for the latest information on Brook Athletics, as well as the Bearcats CUNYAC Championship Tournament schedule. Don't forget, we'll be hosting the tournament here on Friday, April the 13th. Have a good holiday weekend, everybody.